Welcome to the Filmcast review of The Furious. I'm going to read the plot summary of this movie from IMDb. A father fights fiercely against ruthless kidnappers to save his abducted daughter. End quote. Now, this movie is a martial arts film, and most of the movie is, in fact, fighting. There's not that much plot, and so I do think we probably won't have a separate spoiler section. I do think you should probably just expect we will be talking about the entire film right from the jump. But you can interpret the fact that we are talking about it at all as a vote of high confidence in this film that we think you should see it and it is worth checking out. Now, the question is just to what degree it is worth checking out. Is this one of the greatest martial arts films of all time? Does it beat other films like The Raid and The Raid 2, Barenthal? Let's talk about it. Devindra Hardawar, you've already discussed the movie a little bit, but let's go to you first. What did you think of The Furious? I know you had said you might go see it again this week for our review. Did you, in fact, get a chance to do that?
I wish I had time because they started limiting screenings quite a bit over the last week. So
yeah,
it was tough for you to potentially see it, Jeff. So I didn't get to see it again, which is a shame, but I cannot wait to revisit this movie over and over again. I do think this is one of the greatest martial arts movies I've ever seen. It is, like I said before, it feels like the thing we've been waiting for since the Raid movies. And as much as I like the John Wick movies, those are about more than just martial arts, right? There's like a gun action, there's car chases, there's big other stunts. And I just love the art of dudes punching and kicking other dudes. And in that art form, I've seen many in my life, and this movie just does things. There are moments where I think I was saying it was just me and like another guy in the theater, just like gasping out loud at certain moves, at the way Xie Miao will feint a kick and like turn it into something else. The way the sheer tonnage of destruction on the human body in this movie and the way people move to create that destruction, it is beautiful to behold. And this also feels like the logical conclusion of movies of this type, which I think Taken was like the one that really got people into this, although it's a very common like plot device. But Taken was so compelling, it turned Liam Neeson, an aging Liam Neeson, into an action star. And now we have something like, what if Taken, but with, people who could actually move like freaking, furious martial arts masters. And that's essentially what we have here. Freaking love this movie. I love like the callbacks to many other great movies too. Like it opens with a reporter kicking butt. The actress playing her, Jija Yanin from Chocolate, Xiao Miao himself, like was in Jet Li movies back in the day. There's video of Jet Li just saying like, "Good job, man," because he was the son in My Father's a Hero. I think they did a couple other movies together. So it's just cool. It's just great to like see like, oh, I've watched these folks for so long. And we've got here. I've loved Joe Taslim forever. I've loved Kenji Tanagaki's like stunt work forever. This feels like such a great moment for them. I love this movie.
Jeff Kanata, really curious what you thought of The Furious.
Well, Dave, I guess you could say what I thought of The Furious is best summed up in the form of a limerick.
Let's hear it, Jeff.
It's great. And the moment I knew it, a car drove away to pursue it. He ran down the street in flip-flops and bare feet, which made my feet hurt just to view it.
Nicely done, Jeff.
There's a lot of things in this movie that look painful, none more so than sprinting across pavement in bare feet. But I digress. Everything Devindra said, agreed 100%. The thing that's so wild about this movie is I have not seen as many martial arts films as Devindra Hardawar, but I've seen a lot. I love them, and I have seen many, many martial arts films in my life. And you get to a point, I think, when you start to think, well, there isn't anything new you can do with the human body in choreographing a fight scene. Like, they can still be thrilling and fun and exciting, but they're not going to look new, not going to look revolutionary. And then this movie comes along and it's like, we thought of ways to use the human body as a weapon that just have never been filmed before, that are just innovative. Like, it's innovating movement. It's wild how the human body in this movie is used as a weapon in ways I've never seen, like catapulting itself. There are so many times when a body is lifted off the ground in this movie and kind of brought horizontal, and that state is sort of used. It's hard to describe it. You have to see this movie. It is wild how the fight choreography just feels fresh and you know, I keep saying the same thing over and over.
I would say that the way I would describe it, because I thought about how to talk about it, the way I would describe it is that people in the movie use their own body weight as a weapon.
Their own body weight. Yeah, that's a good way of saying
weight
it.
In a way that I haven't seen before.
But also, like, in the act of fighting, there's like lifts. It's almost like dance. There's like lifts that happen that you don't usually see. You'll see people jumping in martial arts films a lot. You'll see, you know, wire work even, but like lifting, like bodies sort of like pressed together and almost wrestling, but then lifting and you know, creating forms as multiple bodies that you don't usually see in movies. It's really, really, really cool. And there is a sequence in this movie where 4 people are fighting at once, and then a 5th dude shows up. And you kind of like, it boggles the mind how anyone choreographed it. Like the moment, and it lasts so long, and there is such a fluidity to it, but a complexity to the layers of movement. Like, it's not, when I say 4 people are fighting, you've seen that in a movie before. 2 people fight, and another 2 people fight, and they're sort of happening in the same, you know, like, this guy's fighting that guy, and that guy's fighting that guy. No. 4 people are all fighting each other at the same time, and it is bouncing back and forth between who's fighting who and what move is landing and how they're combining forces and spreading apart, and it is just mind-boggling.
And then a wild card arrives who you don't know who are they fighting. I don't know.
Then 5th guy shows. I'm like reeling at 4 people all in this jumble of fight. And then 5th guy shows up and he's fighting in a completely different style where he's just like, I'm style. Ram Man.
Different style.
Yeah.
I live for that split screen moment though. Like that moment, the moment where the movie just like breathes, like eye line, split screen 5 ways. And then you take a breath because you will not be able to take a breath for another 20 minutes.
Exactly. You will not be able to take a breath. We know that. Yeah. It is, it's a triumph. The fight scenes are, uniformly spectacular but different and one up themselves, and there's just so many cool things. And it's, you know, from a plot perspective, as you said, David, it's not reinventing the wheel. It's very, very bare bones. It's, we have a goal, let's get at any cost, and we're going to have an uneasy alliance, and let's rock. It's not rocket science. But I will say, if I was going to level a complaint at this movie, and really, I don't need to, because the fight scenes are so good that I have no reservations in recommending this movie wholeheartedly. But if I was going to level a complaint at this movie, it would be that the villain makes no damn sense. There's a sequence where he decides to murder his father-in-law. And it's like, what was the plan, man? What's the plan there? And he like accidentally does
consumed.
Well, he accidentally does some. Okay. Well, when he accidentally hits his wife, it's like, now you're worried, but like, what was the good version of how this plays out? You know what I mean? You're gonna murder your father-in-law and all his friends, and then stroll out to your bride and be like, "Hey, baby, wacky meeting in there." Like,
things just got a little out of hand. I love a movie though where it's like the straight-laced, nerdy-looking guy is just like the bad businessman for most of the movie, and then by the end he's like, "Oh, he's kicking ass too."
Yeah.
Oh, surprise ass kicker over here. Yeah.
I agree. He's fun, and the fights he's in are fun. But that sequence in the boardroom where he just flips out and bites people's hands off, it's like, what? Okay, I get it. The movie's just like, we're at balls to the wall right now. So okay, I'm with you. But from a plot perspective, it makes no damn sense. But this is a minor
I love that conversation though, because like clearly this is like a rich family that's made business through all sorts of illegal things. And now they're like, you're trafficking children? I can live with the drugs, the drug running and the weapons running, but I will draw the line at children. And that is kind of, I don't know. I found that really funny.
Yeah. I love this movie as well. I think this is going to be one of the movies that pushes the art form forward. This is going to be one of the movies that innovates in terms of not only the style of martial arts that are shown, but also the way in which it's shot, it's largely like medium to wide angle shots that take place in long continuous takes, from what I can tell. And actually, that is a big innovation, because here's the thing, even with like, I think a lot of Jackie Chan stuff is shot very beautifully and is really great. But even in like some of Jackie Chan's best work, there are a lot of cuts, right? And they're not bad cuts. They're cuts that like assist with the storytelling of the scene. But in this movie, there's many sequences that it's just like, wow, this is playing out way longer with no cuts than I typically see in these kinds of movies. I'm not saying it's like setting any records, but that is the mode in which the movie is shot and edited.
It feels more intense because you linger on it.
That's
for
right.
So much longer.
Medium to wide angle shots, long continuous takes, very few cuts, as far as I can tell. And that makes it really, really gripping. But yeah, the style of the martial arts is just feels different than what we've seen before. And then you get to, I just remember watching this movie and getting towards the end of the film and being like, oh man, like, wow, well, that was a really great movie. That was a really great movie. I'm glad the movie's over now and had a good time. And then learning that there's another like basically 20 to 30 minute act in the movie. And I'm like, well, there's no way they could possibly top what they just did. And then, of course, the final action scene. I mean, that is what is going to be like define this movie, in my opinion, right? Is like the final 20, 30 minute action sequence where you have multiple characters, multiple different types of weapons, multiple different fighting styles, all happening at one time. It's unlike anything else you've ever seen before. It is hugely ambitious. And the movie is worth watching just for the final fight scene alone. Having said all that, yeah, I mean, the plot is pretty ridiculous. I will also say that the movie's voice acting is pretty bad, in my opinion. It sounds almost like AI. It feels like the movie takes place somewhere in Southeast Asia, and my guess is the reason it's somewhere in Southeast Asia is because the movie makes it look like whatever country it's in has a lot of child trafficking and also police officers that are complicit in said trafficking, and they don't want to piss off any specific country in Southeast Asia by naming it. And as a result, there's like all different languages being spoken. Like there's Chinese and Vietnamese and English, and so there's no sense of actual place to this. And the plot is ludicrous. The voice acting is pretty bad. It sounds like dubbed in English, even though like the lips match what they're saying, like it sounds dubbed. And so that part of the movie is pretty hard to watch. But that, people aren't necessarily coming to this movie for that stuff. And yeah, despite that, I think the movie is still extremely successful and well worth checking out. It's going to be one of the greats of martial arts cinema. So
I actually want to amend my earlier comment. My biggest complaint about this movie is that the credits don't have any behind the scenes stuff. I was hoping beyond hope when this movie rolled credits that we were going to get a Jackie Chan style, kind of BTS as the credits roll, like all the times where little bloopers or little like, the action sequence didn't work. God, I wanted that so bad. And
I would love to see that, Jeff, but I think Jackie Chan set the bar. He always wanted to be like, oh, this is fun times. We're having fun times, right? This is a fun action movie. Look at how much pain I put myself in. This movie's not fun times. This movie is. I will use a hammer to destroy your spine, and then your foot, your shin, as it's being kicked towards me. That shot of him swinging the sledgehammer at the really big dude, the bald dude, and then the top of the hammer just goes flying past his head.
Crazy.
Is that an edited shot? Or is that what actually happened? Like, there's so many things like that where I'm like, you can't have the fun bloopers because this movie was built with pain, not joy. Yeah. In a fun way.
Yeah. But any sequences in particular we want to talk about, I will say, Jeff, the sequence you described is an amazing way. First of all, they have that woman from Chocolate in the beginning of the movie. Right from there, I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
what
this movie will kill everybody. This
what
movie's
a
killing
unique,
everybody.
Opening to this movie where it's like, this woman who theoretically is going in to save this, and then she's a total badass. That sucks, by the way, that she never comes back because she's great.
Well, the movie straight up tells you at the beginning, we can kill whoever we want.
Right,
everybody
is right away.
A kid.
Yep. And so then I'm like, oh wow, this is like didn't anticipate this would happen in the beginning of this film in this way. And then his daughter gets stolen, and he's like the T-1000. Like, it is amazing to see this guy running at 30 miles an hour down the street, catching up to this thing. It's incredible.
He did not have to do this barefoot. Like, there's no mandate that's like, it would have been impressive in shoes.
In shoes, yeah.
Yeah, and he runs over glass at one point too. It's very much a Die Hard moment with all of this. Like, you think Die Hard is tough? Like, imagine everything that he goes through here.
Right. But then they, get to the big building and stuff, and there's countless amazing moments. And that, like, the moment when he drives the motorcycle down the hallway, in the building to get rid of, it's like, wow, like, never thought about that. The cage, never thought that was an idea you could have. The cage match I thought was also really impressive.
The part where the pyramid of bodies.
Yes. Yeah, the pyramid of bodies. Right.
Yes.
Amazing. I love Joe Taslim in general because we saw him in Mortal Kombat 2 this year as well.
Yeah.
But also his like trying to be sly and trying, like, him putting on the act to try to get to the thing, and then then the lead just like comes in and messes up his entire thing.
So
like, I love this. So close.
Yeah.
So close.
Could have saved a lot of time. Could have saved a lot. And okay, couple of things that when that sequence happened was when I realized this movie understands that you need to have the fighting happen in different lighting environments for it to be varied, right? Because they're fighting in, like, this guy, Joe Taslim is fighting in like red, and this guy's fighting in like white and blue, and like in these different lighting environments. It's like, oh, this is a nice variety. Also, they fight as a way of learning who each other are, which is very beautiful.
Character development,
cool, right?
Yeah.
Character development.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, that by fighting, they're communicating that, like, hey, I'm actually not a bad guy. So I like that as well. And then of course they go to kind of the big den of iniquity or whatever, where they need to get the kids out, and a lot of cool sequences in there as well. So
it's I love how cartoonishly evil the cops are, because that reminds me of a lot of older like martial arts films and like Hong Kong action films too, where the cops are just like fully bought out and fully like they're not even trying to hide it. It's just so blatantly like silly, and the people are like, "What are you doing, man?" All that all feels like a great throwback. Joe Taslim dying at the end surprised me that they even did that. But I also feel like, well, we didn't see what actually happened to his lady, to his wife. Like, that leaves the door open for her to come back and kick ass in the sequel and get revenge.
Both, maybe both, because I guess he's definitely dead, right?
He's definitely dead. Yeah. but she's like, they only vaguely say like, oh yeah, we really enjoyed killing her or something like that.
One of my favorite elements of the movie is also Yayan Ruhian, who plays Mad Dog in the original Raid, and they make him look extremely badass. Using a bow and arrow, which is not something that I would have expected. Right? It's taking something that you think is not that dangerous compared to guns or hammers or knives, bow and arrow, but it's a really, really big bow and arrow. And therefore, it's extremely really dangerous.
Well, I love that he's not going around shooting guns, because bow and arrow is more threatening and a little more elegant, a little more graceful. We don't have people shooting guns that much in here. It's bone crunching. Yeah.
If you've ever played a third-person action video game, you know that the bow and arrow is always the weapon.
The great stealth weapon.
The guns, because it's silent killer, one shot killer.
Right.
That's how this movie approaches it too.
Yep.
But again, the final fight sequence and 5 different sort of performers in different styles, all in continuous motion, and with different priorities and different motivations. It's really just unlike anything I've ever seen before in a martial arts film. Like it's really like a new high watermark for what they can achieve with this format.
And it would have been amazing if it had been a brief moment in that fight.
Right.
But it keeps going and going, and it is so brutal. And like they are just destroying one another. You know, it's an incredible sequence.
Agreed. Any other thoughts on The Furious? I think we all had a great time with this one. I'm glad to hear that.
Go see it.
I'm glad it's nice and tight. It doesn't overstay its welcome. Like it knows exactly what it needs to do, and it gets you there real quick.
I think the end to end is a little abrupt. If you know, truth be told, but that's fine. I mean, there's no reason to complain about this movie. It's just it's delivering exactly what you sign up for in spades, and it's a bummer that we can't tell people to go see it in movie theaters right now, at least in America, because I think it's out of movie theaters. But
in a week or two, it will be on VOD in the middle of July.
That's right. Like in a couple weeks, it'll be on VOD. By the way, I did think it was kind of brutal how all the police officers died in the state, except for that one woman that survived. I think, right?
But she didn't come out unscathed.
Yeah, but especially that one incompetent but nice seeming guy that like helped to save them multiple times, even though he's
got a grip on him, man. His hand,
and they just I think they lopped the hand off, if I recall correctly.
It's still hold on, lopped off. I don't think that works physically, but it was a cool moment.
Brutal sequence, and it was a movie where took no prisoners and no one is safe, and I really appreciated that.
The other cool thing I'll mention is that I also liked how we get the setup of the daughter, training with him, and that pays off, and she's not just a damsel in distress. She's not. She actually motivates a lot of her own rescue and gets the kids. I love how they're like, she's like, climb down this thing. Oh no, it's too high. Fall, crash. But like the fact that she has some agency, and I thought was a cool touch. It wasn't just, oh, go save my daughter who's completely helpless. It's like, no, the daughter is being smart too and being, motivated to save herself, which I thought was cool.
It also like the whole setup of this thing, like using another child to lure the kids to kidnapping.
Brutal.
That is a thing. That is a thing that also exists. And this movie reminded me, like I told my daughter the next day, I was like, hey, when you're out and about and another kid that you've never seen before invites you to come somewhere or like go don't go anywhere. Like
trust no one.
Trust no one, especially strange kids. Like you can play with them too, but don't let them take you somewhere. Because we're at the point at playgrounds where occasionally they may like go off at a corner that I cannot see. It's a thing. It's a thing parents are always worried about.
Do not let them take you to a second location, basically.
Any location. How about
advice,
any location?
Good advice for anyone.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Well, at the end of the day, you should check out The Furious in whatever format you can see it, but it is very impressive that Kenji Tanigaki made a movie. Thank you so much for watching this video of the Filmcast. Check out these other videos that we have available, and be sure to hit like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to get other videos from us in the future.
You can also go to thefilmcast.com to catch all of our audio podcast versions of all of our episodes.
And support this podcast at patreon.com/filmpodcast, where you can sign up for ad-free episodes and exclusive After Darks.
Thanks so much to everyone who makes the Filmcast possible.